Was there any reasonable suspicion that Ms. Bergquist was engaged in any illegal activity?
She was engaging in suspicious activity?
I didn't ask you about suspicious, did I?
No.
What did I ask you?
If she was engaging in anything illegal?
I asked you if there was any reasonable suspicion.
God bless you.
I asked you if there was any reasonable suspicion that she was engaged in any illegal activity.
By the time I got there, I'm not sure what she was doing.
I'm asking you what your knowledge is. Based on what you know, based on what you saw, based on what you observed.
Based on what I know I was doing as I was directed by my lieutenant. I
Okay.
walked out there after the fact, so on what she was doing at the beginning, I am not aware of what she was doing at the beginning.
I want to make sure that when we get to trial, your testimony is still going to be, you don't know anything, you were only doing what your lieutenant told you to do. Is that going to be your testimony?
I know that she was videotaping. We are unaware of actually what she was videotaping outside of the building, whether it was outside or inside of the building.
Did you ever touch her camera or SD card?
No, not as far as I remember.
Did you ever delete any footage from her camera?
No.
Do you or did you have any reasonable suspicion that she was engaged in illegal activity? Not suspicious. I don't care about suspicious.
Okay.
I'm asking you about illegal activity. Did you or do you have, let me start the question over. Was there ever any reasonable suspicion that she was engaged in illegal activity?
I would be unaware of any illegal activity.
Okay. Yet she was detained anyway, right?
Correct.
Was she arrested?
She was not.
What's the difference between arrested and detained?
We were not. We were just detaining her. I was detaining her until further information was gathered.
Did you hear my question?
Yes. What was the difference?
What's the answer?
The difference is we were detaining while we were gathering information and not arresting to place new charges on her.
Did you understand the question I asked you?
Right. Detain is to hold to gather information, and arrest is to place new charges upon somebody.
Gotcha. So unless you put charges on somebody, they're not arrested?
We're not arresting her. Correct.
Okay. So when you handcuff somebody in a public place, bring them into a sheriff's office, bring them in front of a judge, take their property, and search through their purse, in your opinion, that's a detainment, not an arrest, right?
Correct.
Okay. What would have had to have happened for it to be an arrest? She would have had to have been charged with a crime?
Correct.
So if somebody would have issued her a ticket after all of that, it would have been an arrest?
Or put new charges, yes.
What do you think of the way Milazzo acted that day?
In which regards? How do you?
Well, you heard that I'm assuming you heard all this. You were there, right next to Ms. Bergquist, while he was talking to her, right? Inside?
Yes.
Okay. And he said to her things like, you're going to go to Cook County Jail for 90 days, right?
Do not remember everything that was said. No.
Okay.
And I did not review any of the video to.
Do you remember him ever saying to her that she would go to jail for 90 days?
I do not.
All right.
See, this is something that bothers me a lot too, is that stuff like this happens all the time. And it happens so much to the fact that it's really embedded in their brains. Like, I think she really truly believes and really doesn't remember what was said, just because they say that type of shit all the time to people. And they spew all kinds of bullshit. And I also really, truly, genuinely believe that she does not know the difference between an arrest and a detainment. That she really thinks that detaining someone is just to gather information, and to arrest someone means to put charges onto them. Like, that's it blows my mind. It blows my mind that she's a sergeant, and it blows my mind that she's been in law enforcement for 20 years, and that's what she answered to the difference between an arrest and a detainment. I can guarantee that the vast majority of people who are watching this video now can explain exactly what the difference is between an arrest and a detainment. If you know the answer, go ahead and put it in the comments section. Let me know, and let her know if she watches this, what the difference is between an arrest and a detainment.
Same video, and this time I'm playing at 1540.
Okay.
1532, rather.
Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna probably take her in front of the judge.
Okay.
He's gonna hold her in contempt for, I think right now he's doing 90 days.
Okay.
So, is that okay with you? Okay. You realize you're going to go to Cook County Jail for 90 days.
Malazzo said, you realize you're going to go to Cook County Jail for 90 days. You heard him say that?
I do.
We're paused at 1550 right now. Is that an appropriate thing for an officer of the law to say to somebody, in your opinion?
I don't have an opinion on that.
I understand that I'm putting you in a very difficult position right now because I've got you under oath and I'm asking you to testify about your supervisor.
Correct.
Okay? I'm doing it anyway.
Okay.
What's your opinion about the way he treated Ms. Bergquist when he said that? Is that appropriate or inappropriate conduct for an officer of the law?
I do not have an opinion on it.
Are you afraid that if you say that what he did was improper or inappropriate or unprofessional, that you might face some sort of lashback?
No.
Then why is it that you're afraid or don't want to tell me what your opinion is?
Because I don't have an opinion. It's here nor,
You have no opinion about Malazzo's statement to Ms. Bergquist that she would go to jail for 90 days.
I didn't even remember him saying it until just 20 seconds ago.
Right. But now that you do remember, is that something you would say to somebody?
No.
Why not?
Because it's not my decision to sentence anybody. It is up to the judge.
Is it Malazzo's decision?
No.
Okay, so can you think of any reason explaining or justifying Malazzo saying that to Ms. Bergquist?
I cannot.
You still don't have any opinions about whether that was an appropriate thing to say to Ms. Bergquist?
I don't.
If she would have shown ID, would she have been released? Or do you not know? Was it
I
Malazzo?
don't know. That would not have been my discretion. It was not my call.
Okay. The only thing that concerns me at this point is that I'm afraid when we get to trial, your testimony is going to change. After you say you reviewed all the footage and reviewed all the reports and talked to everybody, do I need to be scared of that?
No.